I will press record now. Okay, so let's start now by lying down on your back. Again, grab your bolster, grab your block, grab a blanket, grab anything that makes you feel comfortable right now and lie down for what is the most comfortable way for you right now. So on your back with something underneath your knees, or you might want to lie back on a pillow or something like that. Just a moment where you feel super comfortable to start with. And take up as much space as you feel comfortable. Today we will be working on the liver and the gallbladder. So it can feel intense, and the liver deals with the emotions of anger and compassion. So perhaps this might bring something up for you. Let's start by just taking a few deeper breaths. So take a big deep breath in here through your nose. Expand the breath into every corner of your belly, and as you exhale, really fully exhale out. And inhale deeply. Exhale slowly. And you really notice how you breathe. Notice as you inhale through your nose, which side of your brain might feel more dominant. So the side that allows the breath to go in easier might be slightly less dominant. Side, the nostril that lets the breath in go a little bit harder, and usually we have the slightly imbalanced side, is the side that hemisphere of the brain is more dominant. So the liver has always been really deeply respected amongst ancient tribes, or amongst the ancients, and seen as a seat of life. In German it is called Leber, which actually means to live. It's also the largest gland in your body. It's a primary factory in the body, a chemical factory. And when the liver qi is in balance or out of balance, you might feel off and you might feel slightly weak, feel a little bit dizzy. So it really is completely vital to keep the liver qi here healthy. Now the liver works together with with the gallbladder, which is a small sac, which the liver sends its bile to. So kind of see the liver as a general in the army, and the gallbladder is then the one that actually makes the decisions. We'll do a brief alternate nostril breathing. So here, close your right nostril with your right thumb. And then inhale through your left. Then close your left nostril, exhale through your right, and as you get to the end, really push the air out. Again, inhale through your right. Now close the right nostril, and exhale through your left. Again, push the air out. Inhale through your left. Close your left nostril, exhale through your right. Inhale through your right. Close, exhale through your left. Last round, so inhale through your left. Close and exhale through your right. Last one. Inhale. Close the right. Exhale through your left. Just release the hand. And just take 3 regular Ujjayi breaths. So inhale deeply. Exhale slowly. And inhale deeply. Exhale slowly. Take one more big deep breath in. And then that nice exhale out. So really fully connecting to your body, to your breath, with a very soft and gentle manner. Allowing yourself to be that quiet force of compassion, compassion towards yourself and to what is needed in your body. And slowly lift yourself here up. So we're going to come into child's pose as our first pose. We're going to hold child's pose for 5 minutes. Now you have several options here for child's pose. I would all like you to take wide legs. So you can get the big toes to touch behind you. You can place something in between your legs, like something like a bolster maybe, and come and lie down on the bolster like this. Now, if this is really available to you and you might not need the bolster, you might want to come down all the way. And then it's up to you what you do with your arms. You can also have the palms stacked and place your forehead or here onto stacked palms. You might want to just touch your arms back to really rest the shoulders. So figure out for you right now what is the most appropriate for you. If this is difficult for your knees, then maybe place something that you can sit on, something like a blocks, that can be books as well, where you have the blocks in between your legs like this. So you're sitting on the blocks here, and then you take the pressure off your knees. So again, up to you how you want to come into it. The 5 minutes have already started, so about half a minute in. Really allow your sit bones and hips here to feel heavy. And allow yourself to again bring your awareness here to your breath. Softly breathing in and out. Now, if you have the bolster or something similar here that you can rest your face on, I will warn you halfway through, so about 2.5 minutes in, to change sides. And here, close your eyes or soften your gaze. And already start to really tune in to how the body feels in this position. Where is it taking you in your body? Where is your awareness taking you in your body? And allow yourself to fully go inward. And see if with each breath you can relax a little bit more. Maybe dropping the shoulders more. Checking with your jaw, see if you can soften your jaw. You might be holding tension in your face, so maybe relax your forehead. Now if you have your cheek resting on one side, turn over and turn towards the other side. See if you can create that little extra space here between your shoulder blades. Check in with your breath. And allow it to soften even more. Now entering our last minute here in child's pose. Again, think of inviting your body to drop in even deeper. To relax that little bit more completely. Take 2 more breaths here. Inhale deeply. And exhale slowly. And take 1 more big deep breath in. And just that nice exhale out. And slowly lift yourself up. Peel yourself again away from the floor. Again, reverse the hands here behind your back. Puff your chest up, squeeze your shoulder blades towards each other. You might want to undo the legs if you feel like you've got tension in the knees. Maybe just stretch out your legs, shake them out. Allow yourself to just move into the body how it feels good. So if it feels good to fold forward, then fold forward. Just really check in with yourself what feels like a nice thing to do right now. Our next pose is going to be pigeon or sleeping swan, as it's called in the Yin languages. We can, so quite a few options again. You can rest your face on the bolster. If you have sensitive knees, you might want to come into deer pose, where you just bring your right shin parallel with the top of your mat, bend your left knee over to the left side of your mat. You can fall down here. Now, sleeping swan, bringing your right heel a little bit close to your groin, and if you can walk your foot a little bit further, then do that. But you can also rest your bum cheek or the sit bone here on something like a wedge, like a block or a pillow underneath that right sit bone. And you can fold forward like this. So we're dropping into this hip. We're trying to keep fairly square hips. So that's the only thing that I want you to think about, is to not drop down into the right sit bone unless you have your left knee bent. So that's coming into deer pose. I will start my timer again, so we'll do 3 minutes on each side. So coming to pigeon, so right knee over to right wrist. You have the option to land on the elbows. You might want to have your bolster here to rest your forehead on. You might want to wedge something underneath your bum. I personally really like having the blanket underneath my back knee, underneath that left knee, just because my left knee is a little bit sensitive. And again, drop in, so allow this right hip bone this right hip joint to soften. Then you might want to drop your forehead all the way down. Really start to notice that light lengthening here of your spine. We carry quite a bit of tension in our hips. So for quite a lot of people, the hip joints can feel quite sensitive. Be really mindful of your knees here. So if your knees start feeling funny, then come out and back off of this pose. And see that when you're releasing the hip, you're also releasing the lower back. And breathe the sensations here to your body and see that you can flush them through with your breath. Entering the last 30 seconds now, so really think of dropping a little bit more into that right hip, allowing that right hip to release a little bit more. Just take one more big deep breath in. Nice exhale out. And then we'll slowly come out. Pop up onto your hands. Take your right knee back. And you might want to step into down dog briefly to stretch out the legs. And you can walk them out. Move again how it makes you feel really good. If you want to come into child's pose, come into child's pose. Maybe lengthen the legs here. Again, move how it makes you feel really good or what feels appropriate to your body right now. And we'll slowly set up for the second side. So if you're in down dog, for example, come back down onto your knees and just take your left knee now towards your left wrist and begin to slide your right leg back. Again, use the props, use the ones that you might have used on the other side, maybe a little bit of padding for the knees. Come into it slowly, really set yourself up properly. Also, what might happen is that this side feels less tight or more tight. So just see where you're at with your body on this side, which can be completely different. And drop into the left hip, and again, drop into your breath. You might want to close your eyes again and really allow yourself to be with the sensations, to allow the sensations to just gently flush through with your breath. It's a really great little poem or saying, which goes, they asked her, "What is the key to saving the world?" And she answered, you are the key. Heal yourself, know yourself, make yourself whole and free. Release all limits so that your love can flow unconditionally for yourself and the world. This will open the heaven of your heart completely, and it will guide you without fail. And that's why I really believe that yoga, especially, but yin yoga is a really nice way of deeply going in and really tuning in with what is needed in your body, what is going to give you the most optimal state, and what are the places that you haven't spent any attention to, what are the places that need that little extra TLC. And holding these poses for a little bit longer gives us the time to really listen. Take 2 more breaths here. Inhale, slowly come out. Again, come up onto your hands and your knees. Tuck your toes again. Maybe step back to downward facing dog and just gently move out the legs. Move around again, invite yourself to really tune in and to really find out where you are right now, what you need to bring your body into a sense of a state of balance or a sense of equilibrium. So move around and move how it makes you feel good. And then slowly come back up onto all fours. We're going to come into shoelace or cow face, as it's called, which is quite an intense hip opener. You might want to grab a pillow that you want to sit on, so something that lifts you up a little bit or is soft for your bum. Take your left leg out to the side, out to the front. Bend your right knee, just place your right knee on top, and then lean to the left and bend your left knee and see if you can place both knees on top of each other. So you're stacking the knees. So we're trying to come into this as deeply as possible, but again, this is quite an intense pose. If you have really sensitive knees, you might want to keep your bottom leg straight. That's also more than enough. We'll hold each side for 3 minutes. So again, we'll be here for a while. You can place your hands on your feet. You can lift yourself up and then really drop both sit bones down. Now, if you feel like your right sit bone is floating, grab something like a pillow or something like that to wedge something underneath. Now, I will start my timer. Again, keeping the knees stacked. Focus, so the right knee is on top, and focus on your right sit bone and really allow that right sit bone to drop into the mat. So allow that right sit bone to feel extra heavy. If it feels appropriate in your body right now, you might want to start to move forward slightly. And keeping the breath nice and soft, your jaw here unlocked. Relax your shoulders here and just gently drop in. So you're dropping deeper into the hips. For me, this feels quite intense. I don't have particularly open hips, so this can bring up quite a bit of stuff. And for me, sometimes it just feels good to gently sway, maybe to take the pressure off a little bit, but checking in with your face and your jaw, with your breath. The liver in Chinese medicine is associated with wood and kind of inviting you with that element to be a bit more like a tree where you become really rooted. You have to stay flexible to be able to move in the wind. And soften the hips here. Stay with your breath. Allow your sit bones to really fully drop in. Just take 2 more breaths here. And then slowly lift yourself up. Lean back on your hands. Undo your legs here. And again, gently shake the legs out. Maybe windscreen wide your legs where you're gently dropping them side to side. It could also feel quite good. You have to go into the second side. So we're going to set up for the second side. So right leg is straight. Start with that right leg straight and then bend your left knee. If it's available to you, bend your right knee as well. Or maybe on this side, you might want to keep your right leg straight. Again, try to stack your knees here. So lift yourself up and then drop your left sit bone really firmly into the mat. So really allow yourself to drop it in on that left side. And again, this side will feel maybe completely different on the left side, or the right side might have felt a lot tighter than the left side. Again, each side is different. Each side brings up different stuff. Again, you might want to wedge something underneath the sit bones. And again, allow yourself to drop in and just to very gently focus on your breath. Just that soft, smooth breath. Flushing the sensations here through with your breath. Sit bones heavy. And perhaps again, come back to the energy of wood. Sit bones grounded. Allow yourself to still be flexible but rooted. Last minute now, maybe see if you can invite your body just to drop a little bit more heavy. Still staying soft with the breath. Unlocking the jaw, keeping your face soft. Take one more big deep breath in. Nice exhale out. And then slowly lift yourself up again, undo the legs. Again, gently shake them out. So gentle, maybe shaking side to side or windscreen wiping the legs. Again, I invite you just to move how it makes you feel really good. To get the blood flowing back into your body, to bring that sense of equilibrium back to the body. So we're going to come into half a shoelace. So we did the full shoelace just now. Now we're going to come into half a shoelace. If you did half a shoelace on the first round, on that full shoelace where you kept your bottom leg straight, maybe just place your right foot against the inside of your left leg. Otherwise, stack your right knee on top of your left, and you can have your right heel quite far away from your left hip. So you're dropping the knees together, and we're going to drop into the back of the straight leg, the left leg. So now drop in, set yourself, drop it in, and you can have your forehead resting on anything that you can place underneath the forehead. So you might want a pillow here, you might want a block here, whatever feels good. You can relax the back of your head here. You don't have to catch your foot. So your hands can rest wherever they feel comfortable. I quite like turning the palms of my hand up because that helps me relax just a little bit more. And creates a little bit more space in between my shoulder blades. And then face soft, jaw unlocked. And then just gently dropping in. You feel this at the back of your left leg. And we're holding this for 3 minutes. So maybe come into it about 60% towards your edge, and as you are able to let go a little bit more, drop in a little bit deeper. So but take your time, there's no need to rush towards this edge. Allow your breath now to perhaps take you a little bit deeper, where you drop in a little bit heavier. We're only here for less than a minute. Last 2 breaths here. And inhale. Slowly come up. Again, lift yourself up, lean back on your hands, undo your legs again, gently shake out the legs. You want to come into a forward fold, come into a forward fold again, move how it makes you feel good. Really try and take, well, I like to take a minute between each side to come back to a kind of neutral state. Then we'll slowly start to set up for the second side. So again, if you did that half a shoelace already, maybe just come into Janu Shirshasana where you have your left foot on the inside of your right leg. Otherwise, stack your left knee on top of your right knee. And again, your right heel can be quite a bit away from that right, left heel can be quite a bit away from that right hip. Again, allowing the sit bones again to feel heavy. And gently start to lean forward. Again, you might want to grab a block, you might want to grab something that you want to rest your head on. Again, dropping into the sensations at the back of your right leg so that it can feel quite intense. Allow yourself to drop, just to gently go in. Keep breathing. Stay with your breath. And allow the sensations here just to gently flush through with your breath. About halfway through this second side. So again, drop maybe a little bit closer to your edge. Allowing sit bones again to feel heavy. Last 2 breaths now, so inhale deeply. Exhale slowly. Inhale deeply. And exhale slowly. Inhale, slowly lift yourself up. And really lean back on your hands, lift your knees up, and the knees, shake out your legs. Again, take that minute to reset, to bring the body back to the sense of equilibrium. Stretch out your legs, gently move around. Our next pose is going to be a seated twist. So With the seated twist, you can keep your left leg here straight and you can place your right foot outside of your left knee. Or, I don't think you can see my leg, but keep the left leg straight or bend your left knee here. Now be really mindful that this right sit bone stays grounded. If it feels like it's coming off the mat, again, you have the option to wedge something underneath that sit bone. So maybe wedge the block here underneath. Look at your right knee and just make sure that the kneecap points up towards the ceiling. Now maybe start by hugging the knee in towards your chest. So I will start my timer again. Again, start here with the knee in towards the chest and just sit really tall. Again, both sit bones are grounded. Try not to have your heel too close to this right hip. So have it a little bit further away from the hip. Be mindful of this left knee. You can also place a block underneath the knee if it feels like it needs a little bit of support or a cushion or something like that. And maybe start to work towards wedging the arm against the outside of your leg and twisting a little bit deeper. You can place your right hand then here behind you. You can look over your right shoulder. Keep both sit bones grounded. Try to sit nice and tall. Maybe wedge the arm here. There's no need to really try and go for a bind. Since we're holding this again for a couple of minutes, we slowly twist. We're slowly turning out of this pose. And I really want you to think turning out rather than in, because as you ground in, you might ground your spine. I still want you to have that little lift here, looking over the right shoulder. Let's take one last breath here. Inhale deeply. Exhale slowly. And we'll slowly turn out. Turn all the way the other way. Gently bow your head. So take your forehead here to the floor. Unravel your spine here. Take a big deep breath in. Nice exhale out. And then slowly come up. Undo your legs again, shake them out, move the legs out however that feels appropriate to you. So again, get the blood flowing back into the legs. And then we'll slowly again set up for the second side. So keeping either your right leg straight, placing your left foot outside of your right knee, or maybe bending the right knee completely. We'll come into our second side. Maybe just start with hugging the left knee in towards your chest and just gently looking over your left shoulder. Again, maybe wedging underneath the right sit bone, maybe have something supporting the right knee. Just try and hug that left knee to start with in towards your chest and look over your left shoulder. And you might want to stay here for the rest of the time here in this pose, or maybe wedge your right arm to the outside of your left leg. Maybe twist that little bit deeper. So applying a little bit of yang, a little bit of masculine fire energy to turn a little bit deeper from the base of your belly. We have about half a minute left. Again, maybe twist a little bit more deep, a little bit further over the left shoulder. Try to still sit tall and feel like you are opening your chest rather than closing your chest. More. Slowly turn out, so turn all the way the other way. Gently bow your head, unravel your spine. Take a big deep breath in. Nice exhale out. And slowly come up. Again, under your legs, shake them out. The next pose is going to be a reclined pose. We're going to come in to a reclined butterfly. So come and lie down. You have options to bring the soles of your feet together and to maybe support the knees here with blocks. So you can have blocks or books or pillows underneath the knees, and then you can come and lie down here. If you don't need the blocks, you might want to just gently put them to the side or use them as tool and come and lie down like this into this butterfly shape with the legs. It will still start to feel fairly intense here on the legs. So try to come into this as softly and gently as you can. So lie down. If it feels good to put something underneath your head, you can. Have the soles of your feet together. And place your hands wherever they feel comfortable. You might want to take them slightly wide. Again, see if you can create a little bit of extra space here between your shoulder blades. Again, drop in, soft breath, soft face, soft jaw. As we are here lying on the ground, I just want to read out to you the liver meridian and the gall meridian, gallbladder meridian, how they move and where they begin. So the liver meridian begins at the top of your big toe and runs up your inner leg on both sides, and then through the groin, through the liver and gallbladder, into your lungs, through the throat, into your head, circles around your lips and ends up in the eyes. So again, this is the liver meridian. It begins at the top of your big toe. It runs up your inner legs, through the groin, through the liver and gallbladder, into the lungs, through the throat, into the head, circles around your lips, and ends up in your eyes. Now the gallbladder begins in the outer corners of your eyes and travels down the lateral side of your body to the outer hip. The internal branch goes through the neck and chest into the liver and gallbladder and runs down the outer knee to the fourth toe. So again, you can visualize this. The gallbladder meridian begins at the outer corners of your eyes, travels down the lateral side of the body to the outer hip, and the internal branch goes through the neck and chest into the liver and gallbladder and runs down the outer knee to your fourth toe. So again, the liver chi brings our emotions in balance. When it's out of balance, we can feel anger, we can feel annoyed, we can feel irritated. And when the liver and gallbladder chi is in complete balance, you're able to follow your path. You're much more likely to stay on that path, to avoid deviating. And it allows us to regain equilibrium, so that balance in the body. So here in this pose, your inner legs could feel intense. Just imagine the meridians flowing evenly and smoothly, taking you to that more balanced state. So allow yourself to be here as a quiet force of compassion. Really tuning in, really listening. Just have about 30 seconds left here in this reclined butterfly. Just take 2 more breaths here. And then slowly supporting the knees. You can support the knees and bring them back together. Maybe draw the knees here into your chest briefly and giving yourself that tight squeeze. Taking a big deep breath in. Nice exhale out. And slowly come and lie down in Shavasana. So now it's our final resting pose. Up to you whether you want to place the bolster underneath your knees or something similar to a bolster underneath your knees, or you want to lie back in the pillow. You might want to cover yourself up with a blanket. Again, take up as much space as you feel comfortable. Allow your physical body here to start to feel heavy, and really try and let go of anything that you still feel like you're holding on to. Dropping the chest, softening the belly, relax your face, soften your jaw. Just begin that inner observing of the sensations of your body. Notice the sensations that are unique to you. Notice the sensations that are familiar to you. Notice how your breath flows. Perhaps one nostril is still more dominant, or perhaps they feel quite even. See if you can again put the chest, soften your belly more. Allow your organs here to fall to the back of your body. Let go even more. Let go of your arms, your hands, your legs, your feet. Slowly begin to take a few deeper breaths. Like back to the space, to the room around you. And gently move hands, fingers, stretch out overhead if it feels good to you. And drawing the knees into your chest, slowly roll to one side. And just stay there for a few breaths. Now, slowly come up, lift yourself up, and come and sit comfortably. So, either on your heels or cross-legged, maybe on the bolster or a pillow. One of that. Here, notice the grounding of your hips, the lifting of your spine. Relax your shoulders, keep your face soft. Now, cover the heart here with your hands in Anjali Mudra in front of your heart. Just lifting the heart up to your hands, lightly tucking the chin and bowing your head here to your heart. So thank you for sharing your energy here with us tonight. May this practice here inspire your daily life. And we offer this practice to those and to where it is needed the most. And the skin you shed here today, feed the soil around you. You gently remind yourself to keep giving and not to give up. And maybe you'll breathe in the unknown and breathe out peace. So one more big deep breath in. Nice exhale out. And softly open your eyes. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you all for being here again. I'm moving into the dark. Moving into the dark. No, it's still dark. Sorry. Thank you so much for joining.